Hello everyone, my name is Jelle. I'm new to this video making business, but I'm gonna make some few videos for one, my school assignments, but two, also because I have some experience in certain topics of these videos, and I like to express that experience as well with everyone here. These videos are mostly guidelines to help you understand certain topics. We're not going to dive too deep in those. Sometimes we are. Contradicting myself here. But yeah, I want to make these videos as clear as possible in the current experience that I have. So yeah, I'm going to make 5 to 6 videos, and I'm all going to do them in a certain different style to see what style fits my own at best and what style maybe you guys like the most. But yeah, that's why I start with this video, because that's really interesting, because we're talking about concepts, and like testing things out is also concepting, so that fits very well. So anyway, let's get started. It's really amazing how far we come with the world and inventions that we humans made. Even now that you're watching me on your own computer, you could be anywhere in the whole world just watching this video. Well, I don't even know where you are, how you got there, but still, we can reach anywhere we want it based on the internet. You might not imagine how fast we're growing as well. Around the 70s, we set someone on the moon, and this was the computer that we used, Apollo 11. And now, if you have your own smart device, or phone, as some people call them, you will notice that this little thing has like 10,000 times more power than the computer that sent someone on the moon. It's absolutely ridiculous. Also, we used to travel on horseback. This was the fastest way to go. We go from Tower A to Tower B. But nowadays, we have cars as well, which go way faster than horses. And then, you want to travel across the sea, don't worry. We have planes. We can go anywhere. It's simply amazing. So, well, we know all the inventions that we have, like the phone. We don't normally sit still and think about the concepts, about how these inventions came to be. In concepting, of course, you draw a lot, you write a lot, you think about your inventions and how they actually work. For instance, here's a watch. You can see the details on it, but also what's all on the inside. How does it work? How does it rotate? And how does everything fit together? I searched some images from certain inventions that might be the first draft, but I'm not really sure. If you search on Google, you get the first car. Looks quite different than we have cars today. Probably not going as fast as well. You have the bike. Really interesting that they don't have pedals. They don't even have a steering wheel. They just use their feet to push yourself forward and let the wheels do the rest. Really interesting. Then you have one of the oldest Apple computers. It doesn't even look like a computer nowadays, more like a typewriter. So really funny how far we got if you look at first inventions compared to now. Now you have Google. Also really interesting. I didn't even know it was called Backward before. You have a weird logo in 1979, but that was more common in that time. So even if age goes on, certain things will change because they seem more modern. Before that, 1989, they added shadows to the logos, and then later they removed them and they made them simpler. And this is because nowadays a lot of logos are made in vectors, and so it's easier to resize them, and you don't have to make a new logo if you're going to have a big poster. An anime that's really interesting. I don't know why this line is here. An anime that's really interesting is Dr. Stone. This is an anime where everyone moves like 3,000 years in the future, but technology has been gone, so they had to reinvent everything anew, and it's really interesting how they make like concept plans, and you can get to see how certain inventions actually got invented. So you also see that they use different inventions that already exist, use certain parts of them to make new inventions. So they make a calculator and they added the display, a computer memory, adder circuits, and then using that calculator to make calculations so they can make video games as well. So not all inventions are made the same. Sometimes you want to invent something that already exists and create something new. For example, you have here a new form of chess, where it's in a circle form instead of in the normal flat board game. Not all these inventions will eventually succeed compared to the old one, but it's also always interesting to see the concepts of it. Efteling, a theme park, they had a lot of trash, they had a problem with it. They just thought we could add more trash cans, but trash cans aren't really in the theme of the theme park, because the theme park is all about imagination and fantasy. And to have all kinds of trash cans in there, it doesn't look that pretty, so they want another idea. So they invented the hollebolle gijs. This is a new form of trash can. It asks you to put trash in its mouth, and every time you put trash in its mouth, he says thank you. Children love it. It became even so popular that some people go to the theme park just to see hollebolle gijs. Then you have here Mario. It's a fun 2D player game where you can mostly run and jump. So just a simple thing. What happens if we give it a gun? Then you get basically Mega Man. This is a game where you also jump and run, but you can also shoot. So we use different things together, mix them up to create new inventions. But also from a marketing perspective, Nintendo, their GameCube failed. It didn't sell as much as the PlayStation and the Xbox. And instead of focusing on the same perspective that they did, they changed. Nintendo was also for the hardcore gamers, but made a new focus and changed themselves to a more niche player audience that are more casual gamers. And made a new controller, it's more fun for casual, and they found a new market where they could sell their console better. So let's talk about high concept. So what is a high concept? A high concept is basically a little statement to show everyone what the project is all about and what kind of invention you are trying to make. Before the car was invented, like I said before, we used a horse. Just simple a horse, it was the fastest way around. So a vision statement for the car could have been, we want to make a faster horse. You can also show your message in a high concept, like in Tony's Chocolonely. They're making chocolate 100% slave-free. This is the main goal of the chocolate company. If this vision, this high concept, isn't met, then they won't want any part in it. But mostly high concepts are used in entertainment, especially in movies. They help everyone to be on the same ground. So Ratatouille, the high concept of it is a rat that wants to be a chef. So everyone already has a picture of it, about how that will look. And it helps everyone to be on the same line, real fast. Then we're going to talk about operational concepts. These are concepts that are already in work, and they help you guideline new stores or new products about what the goal is. We are creatures of habits. We can try to ignore it. We tend to want to say that we're creative. We don't like to have habits. We want to do all things new. But this is simply not true. Yes, we sometimes want more diversity in our life. But also when we're tired and we want to rest, we tend to pick up the habits that we already have. Also some examples of standard habits are takeout. If you order takeout, most likely you go a lot to the same restaurants and also order the same food. Most of the time, not all the time of course. But also exercising. Most people tend to have a few days where they're going to exercise. They make a habit out of it, so it's easier to do. But also like fun habits, maybe every Friday after work you get a beer with your colleagues. Well, this is a habit that you don't want to get rid of. It's a fun habit and you look forward to it. So, McDonald's. I took 4 different pictures. I searched 4 different pictures of the McDonald's. These are from 4 different restaurants. And as you can see, they all look alike. You will all imagine, you already know it's a McDonald's when you enter it. And this is because they have an operational concept where they have certain things that need to be in the McDonald's. They need to have the McDonald's logo by the bar. They need to have a certain type of lightning colors and different certain color schemes as well. But also the menu items are always the same. For example, if you order fries at McDonald's, you always get it from the same potato, no matter which McDonald's you enter. And also your portion for nuggets, you can always order 6, 9 or 20. There isn't any difference about the McDonald's, especially if you're in your own country. Why do they do this? It makes you feel safe and it makes you feel relaxed to go to a place like McDonald's. For example, you go on vacation. Normally you don't go to McDonald's because you want to order food from that country, right? You want to experience their culture, what they're like. But maybe you've been on a vacation for 2 weeks and you get a bit tired of the vacation. You've done a lot already on this day. You went shopping, you went bungee jumping, I'll just name a few things. And then you're a bit drained. And so it's easier to get to a McDonald's, order something you know you like, than just figuring out, what I'm going to eat today. It's also important for an operational concept that you should always stick to it. You can't have an outlier store that's also a McDonald's but is called different. When you order nuggets you get only 4 instead of 6. And if certain stores like these come to exist, then you probably want to get rid of them as soon as possible because you want everyone to have the same and nice experience in order for your operational concept to work. By the way, this is not an actual McDonald's, this was a rip-off store. Creative attention engines. These are very new, a very new concept to work with. And the idea behind the creative attention engine is to think of a concept for the future. And this is tough. Give me a moment. Yes. And this is tough because we don't know what the future is like. For example, in businesses, it used to be one big giant room where everyone works in. And you had to work, of course, from your 9 to 5 jobs. And the main goal of the business was to make money. The only goal, basically, for the business was to make money. Because if you had more money, you had a good business. You can build further on your business to earn more money. But things change. It's not about money. It's not all about money. You have a lot of businesses where it's really important to keep your workers. Because nowadays we don't just spend 40 years in the same business. We tend to hop from business to business. So sometimes you want to keep certain people and you want to have your business being a nice experience for your workers as well. But also profit. It's not only about profit anymore because we have to be more careful about our image as well, since the world is such a global place nowadays. And also having a good image will make sure you get way more clients than just having a steady profit income. It's more futuristic, safe. So this is tough because we don't know what in the future happens in the future, but we want to make something that's going to be good for the future. So, like in concepting, you're gonna fail, and you're gonna fail a lot, because you can't know for certain how it's going to be. But sometimes, to all those failures, you come to some successes. You find some niche that that works for the future. Something you already adjusted before other companies do, and this is going to give you a great success. So sometimes you get a successful idea out of those many failures. But those successful ideas will be really helpful for in your future. So, lastly, we're going to talk about marketing. This is not my special suit, but bear with me. I'm going to try to tell you a bit about it even so. For marketing, it's important to know the why, hows, and what. Let's take Apple here, for example. So, why? Why Apple? What's the purpose? And they believe in challenges, the status quo, and doing this differently. Okay, how are you going to do that? Our products are beautifully designed and easy to use. So, what are these products? What is so easily designed? And then they just simply say, we make computers. Computers that are beautifully designed, easy to use, and they want to challenge the status quo. That's what Apple is. So, I already talked a bit about phones, but I think that's really interesting. Like we talked in the Creative Attention Engine about future, we also have to know the audience that is today in the marketing, especially in marketing. Because sometimes we make really great inventions, but if the user base isn't ready for it, it's not going to sell. In phones, example, if you look at videos in the 90s, what they would think about phones, especially mobile phones, they don't want them because they already had an answering machine. And if they got lost somewhere, they could find a telephone pole or just ask a farmer if he can use their house phone. Some women even said when they were on the bike, I don't want to have a phone in my pocket, I'm biking right now. I don't want to be disturbed when I'm outside. These were the thoughts of people just 30 years ago, even less. But how did we get to these great devices? Well, first it was more like you wanted a phone that you happened to be stuck around in the same room. Maybe your phone was in the hallway. You always had to be in the hallway when you had a call. But what if you were making soup or you just want to study a little bit further? You couldn't do both at the same time. So the first phones were more like, hey, now you can walk around in your house with your phone. Isn't that pretty neat? And people thought so. Then the next time came, and they wanted to have that neat phone that they could carry around in their house always. It would be nice if you can have that by you all the time, right? Then they add more features in your phone. You can even have a compass in it. So, that's nice. So you don't have to bring your compass. Then they add a map in it as well. Oh, nice. You have no more map you don't have to bring your map. Then we got like the TomTom and video games, and you could even add your friends instead of calling. And nowadays people add more than they call people. So over time, the thing that people wanted in the phone changed. And it's important to see the wants of the people now before you focus on what they need in the future as well. I told before the success about the Wii in this presentation, and it was a big success. It had 101 million units sold. So of course Nintendo wanted to have a new product after the Wii. So they made the Wii U. They named it the Wii U because the Wii was success. So they wanted to leash on of that success, right? But then it didn't sell that well. And there were a few reasons for it. Reason one, Nintendo stepped over to a casual market, and that casual market didn't know that the Wii U was a next-gen console. They just assumed it was an upgraded Wii. And why would you buy an upgraded Wii? Especially if you're more in the casual market. You don't care if the graphics are a little bit better, right? You already have your Wii Sport and Mario Kart, so who cares, right? And because it didn't sell very well, it wasn't very appealing as well for third-party platformers to third-party game development to work on it, because it already had an extra screen, which was annoying for third-party developers, but also didn't sell very well. So why make games for it if it costs a lot more trouble and you don't get much new customers for your game? So this was a bit, got into a downward cycle for them. So this console didn't last very long until they get back to the Switch. Marketing is also very weird. This is a commercial for Mercedes. You probably know it as the cars. Now watch how much of the car is being said in these commercials. If I can play it. So in this commercial they only talked a very little bit about the end, about intelligent driving. It doesn't say much about Mercedes itself, but yeah, weird, right? So a better example where I can give a bit more detail is about the energy drink, Red Bull. What is Red Bull? It's an energy drink, of course. It contains caffeine, sugar, and it's tasty. It has to be tasty because you don't drink it because it's healthy, right? And how does Red Bull sell this? Does it sell like, oh, nice, you want to have an energy burst, you want to have a tasty treat? No, they just really focus on the word energy and extreme. They also try to make it a sportive drink. They even have like big names as Max Verstappen, who is sponsored by Red Bull. They do a lot of extreme sports, and apparently it also gives you wings. These are more the things that Red Bull want to sell than just being an energy drink. And they think they can get a bigger market of it as well. They want to sell an experience, not the actual product themselves. So, marketing, it's a bit hard. You have to know what your product is about, but you also have to know what kind of experience your product is needed to be. What does your customer want? How should they feel? What is your customer? These are things that are really important in marketing. So we've done a lot of different concept thinking. And you probably might be like, especially me, because I talk sometimes a bit too fast, you get like overwhelmed. There's so much to know about it. Where should I start? But I just say, start simple. In this picture, you see a lot of fancy dishes, but start with the egg first. Try to make a good egg. It's not the hardest thing to do, but there are definitely certain ways how you can make an egg. Once you got that under the knee, you can add more ingredients to it, testing it, or you could say concepting, of course, and see how the flavor will change. And eventually, if you've done this enough, you can make really fancy, great dishes. Another example I give you, Lego. You have those amazing Lego arts, but it all starts with a few blocks. First you have to build something slowly, finding out what it is, what you like to build. So yeah, start simple. Start simple, and also don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to share your ideas. A lot of people are afraid that they think, oh, I have the best idea ever, but I don't want anyone to steal them. If you even worked a bit on your idea, you already know how much work it is. And a lot of people don't, I say a lot, but like 99.9% of the people don't even think about stealing your idea. And if they think about it, they have to work their butt off to get it further beyond you. So just share your idea, get some knowledge from other people, because everyone has a different view on the world, and it's really great if you can get a lot of those views for your concept. Because if you're sitting in your room all the time alone, then it's going to be, then you're going to make a thing that only you enjoy. It's your concept, only you will like it, but probably the rest of the world don't even know what you're talking about, and you make such complicated things that you understand, but your audience will not get. Like in marketing, it's always good to just ask yourself why, how, what, especially why you're making certain things. Why is this useful? Why is this helpful? Why am I making this? How do I use it? Just ask yourself a lot of questions on your concept, and the better you can answer them, the better you can show it off as well. This was my first video. I hope you like it. Let me know what you think of this format, and don't forget to like and subscribe, because I heard you have to say that thing. Alright, thank you everyone.